thank the amazing Elizabeth Silver for that incredible introduction. I can hardly wait to hear what I'm going to say. But I want to thank her for all of her unbelievable work to make this community, to make this state, to make this country, to make this world a better place. And I want to thank all the sponsoring organizations here today. It is amazing that people are here in such great numbers today. I am grateful to the wonderful young people from Northampton High School. You inspire us all. Thank you so much for your activism. Happy to be here in Northampton with the great mayor of the city, David Narkowitz, and thank you. And, you know, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for us all to be very depressed. But I got to tell you, it is very uplifting for me, and I know it is for you, when you look around this auditorium and you see a standing room only crowd. I mean, this is what the resistance looks like. It's not just, we're just not just here to talk about things, we're here to do things. And part of the resistance is you're going to win elections. You're going to take back the House, and we're going to take back the White House. And so that's what this is all about. Now, I want to thank people who come up to me and ask me, how you doing? How's Washington? You doing okay? You look a little tired? You sleeping? I want to assure you all that I sleep like a baby. I get up every 2 hours and I'm screaming. Look, we have a man in the White House who is unhinged. We all know that. He's erratic and he's dangerous. He embraces bigotry. He's a misogynist. He's a bully. He spends all of his time trying to figure out ways to divide us when we need somebody really to unite us. And you know, and I'm scared with this man in the White House. I'm scared of nuclear war. I mean, I'm scared for our brothers and sisters who are immigrants who are in this country. I'm scared for our young people, whether there'll be a future. I worry about those who are vulnerable. Because all he wants to do is cut programs like SNAP and programs that help our homeless population. You know, he'll increase hunger. I worry that he'll increase homelessness in this country. I worry about our environment. I mean, we have a president who walked away from the Paris Climate Accord and is embracing coal again. I mean, I thought he was so beyond coal, but he seems to be, you know, nostalgic for the good old days when we emitted more pollution than we're doing right now. I don't get it, but it is really disturbing. And you know, and he's an embarrassment. His tweets are an embarrassment. The way his ignorance is an embarrassment. And it is, you know, and it is really. This is a chapter in our history that's being written right now that we're going to look back on with a great deal of shame. I can't wait till it's over. But here's the deal. As bad as all that is, what is particularly frustrating to me is the way Congress has not stepped up to the plate. During the days of Senator Joseph McCarthy, when he was running around ruining people's reputations and tearing this country apart and starting this whole Red Scare thing, you know, one of the first people that stood up to Republican Senator Joseph McCarthy was Republican Senator Margaret Chase Smith from Maine. There are no Republicans in Congress like Margaret Chase Smith today. In fact, what all we see are Republicans that cave, that go along to get along with this guy in the White House, you know, or who are quiet. They're too timid, they're too afraid, they're too gutless, you know, to take a stand when this guy's tearing our country apart. And so I don't know how long it's going to take us to get rid of Donald Trump, but I can tell you right now, we can get rid of the Republican majority in Congress in November. Why this is important. It's not just so we can stop all this damage, although that is important in and of itself, but it is so we can usher in a whole new era of progressive, positive policies to help lift everybody up in this country, to actually lead the world in efforts on human rights and on food security and on ending extreme poverty. I mean, we could be the leader in those things with the right people in Congress. And this morning I was in Millbury. A bunch of young students organized another teen town hall on guns. And people were saying to me, why is it that Congress won't even take any of these gun control bills up? I mean, why is it that we can't take up a bill to mandate universal background checks? Or why can't we take up a bill that says that if you're too dangerous to fly on an airplane because you're on an FBI terrorist watch list, that you ought not to be able to buy an assault weapon? Or why won't you take up an assault weapons ban? And the answer is this: because the Republican majority in the House and Senate refuse to allow any of those things to come to the floor. I mean, they're wholly owned by the National Rifle Association, but when you're in control, you control the agenda. So I don't know whether we have the votes to pass all those things, but I can tell you this: if the Democrats are in control in the House, those bills will see the light of day on the floor. We will move them forward. Trump saying no deal on the Dreamers, no deal on DACA. You know what? If we control the House, one of the first things that will come up will be the DREAM Act, so we can provide a pathway to citizenship for all these young people, hundreds of thousands, over 1 million now. If we control the House, we can bring to the House floor legislation, to start a constitutional amendment movement, so we can finally overturn Citizens United and take this That's why it's important to be in charge, because controlling this agenda is so incredibly important. I mean, with the Republicans in control, all we do is damage control. And we've had some, we've won some, and we've lost some. But I'm tired of damage control. I want to move this country forward. You want to move this country forward. And the only way to do it is to take back the House of Representatives. I want to take back the Senate too. I hope we can do both. But I think we have a really good chance of taking back the House. And here's the deal: we need 23 seats. I'm sorry, 24 seats. I don't want to shortchange it. 24 seats. 24 seats. We have 23 Republicans who represent districts that Hillary Clinton won in the last election. We ought to be able to win those 23 back, easily. But what we're also finding is that, we're not alone in being terrified by what's happening in Washington. You just saw Conor Lamb win a seat in Pennsylvania that Trump won by 20 points. Yeah. We had no business winning the seat. The other thing is, we have a record number of candidates, good candidates, qualified candidates, candidates of every background you can imagine, running for Congress all over this country. We are competitive in almost every single House race in this country. So whereas before, in some of these seats, we didn't have anybody running. But shame on us for not having somebody running. But now we do. We're going to compete, and I think our area of competition is like 150 seats. So look at this is real. This is doable. And here's the deal: we all can play a role in making this happen. You're going to hear from some other people today talk about some of the individual house races. There's a race in New York City, the 19th district, congressional district in New York. We have some races in New Hampshire and in Maine. And I think everybody here can play a role in that. And I know that we're going to make a difference. You've made a difference in so many races across the country already. We're doing phone banking. You can do phone banking here in any state in the country. I can tell you that some of these states are beautiful places to go on vacation. Vacation. The 19th district of New York is a nice place for to spend a few weeks in the summer. Maine is beautiful, but we need you. Let me just say this: you're going to hear from a lot of people here today, but I just want to close with this. Look, this is the moment. This is the moment we can stop this madness in Washington. This is the moment when we can reclaim our government. And I fear that if we miss this moment, the damage that's going to be done may be irreversible. Whether it's on climate change, you know, whether it's on guns, you know, or whether it's on you know, the integrity of our government. I mean, we have no choice. This is the place we have to take our stand. You know, failure is not an option in November. It is now or it is never. I mean, it really is. And we always say, you know, this is the most important election of your lifetime. Well, this is. This is. Never in my life have I been more concerned about our country than I am right now. And never have I been more concerned about the future of this country for my kids. I have a 16-year-old daughter who, you know, gets up every morning with me and watches the news, and she keeps on saying, "Why do you guys let this happen? Why do you guys stop them?" I said, "Well, first of all, stop putting me in that category." You know, we're trying, but she can't quite understand why members of Congress, doesn't matter what their party affiliation is, when Trump says something that embraces prejudice and bigotry and racism, why don't you just stand up and say, you know, call it what it is, and say that's wrong? She couldn't understand why more people didn't stand up in the aftermath of Charlottesville when Trump basically provided cover to white supremacists. She can't understand why people aren't so horrified by his tweets where he bullies people and demeans people. He's supposed to be the President of the United States. My friends don't even behave like he behaves. You know, how can you tolerate this? Look, you know, this is it. This is it. This is the moment. And, you know, and we need everybody, all hands on deck. And so people are going to need to be thinking outside of Massachusetts. Yeah, we got to make sure we're all protected here. Please, don't forget us. And we have Elizabeth Warren. We got to make sure she gets reelected by a resounding. But, you know, we all have friends and relatives in other states. We all can write out checks and help people in other states. We all can do phone banking here to help candidates in other states. We all can go visit and do other states and do door knocking. Because this is it. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you, 5 or 10 years from now, people are going to ask you, what did you do? What did you do? I mean, this is like a chapter in our history, like I mentioned before, when Joe McCarthy was, you know, was prominent in our politics. That's what this is equivalent to. And people ask you, what did you do? And you're going to be able to say, we stood up and we fought back and we won. And so I want you to know how grateful I am, all of you, for being here today. And I will be wind at your back as you have been wind at my back, but we are in this together. And, you know, and I'm looking around this room here today, I have no doubt we're going to win in November. I have no doubt at all. And you're going to be a major reason why. So we're going to take back the House, and we're going to take back our country, and then we are going to move this country forward. So I thank you for having me here. Thanks for being here.